What's up, Culturalists? I'm QB, and today on Culturalist Theory, we're ranking singer-songwriter Ciara's 7-album discography from worst to first. This military brat is a Southside Atlanta representative who has sung and danced her way into the hearts of fans worldwide and sold more than 45 million records along the way. Remember to give us a thumbs up if you like this video, share and comment if you love it. You can subscribe for more. With all that said, let's get to it. Number 7, Jackie. Drama usually makes for good art, right? In this case, not so much. Following her breakup with Future, Ciara refocused on mothering little Future and named this record after her own mom. She often kicks off her projects with an affirmative, sort of self-empowerment message, and Jackie BMF is the most aggressive declaration to date. Though as you get into it, the track is like 3 songs in one, which is overall one of the issues with this project. It's a little erratic. The perpetual Georgia Peach gives a nod to her hometown with All Good, which is serviceable, as are That's How I'm Feeling featuring Pitbull and Missy, and Lullaby, which are up-tempo sleepers. But Stuck on You and Give Me Love are among the skips. We can't blame too many cooks either, as Jackie isn't even a Ciara album with the most credited producers. Dr. Luke and production partner Circuit split the record with Polo Don and Harmony H. Money Samuels, who have about 4 songs apiece on this 11-track project. Even with the slimmed down track list, Ciara managed to fit in the most direct reference to her former relationship with the lead single I Bet, which only made it a little more than halfway up the Billboard 100. The follow-up, Dance Like We're Making Love, didn't fare much better, charting for a single week and coincidentally in the last spot. Number 6, Fantasy Ride. This record is quite the roller coaster as Ciara infuses more pop and dance sounds to supplement the crunkin' beat of her previous efforts. Serving as executive producer with LaFace A&R Mark Pitts, Ciara put the project together with upwards of 20 producers, including Black Elvis, Benny Blanco, and Tricky Stewart. She also welcomes performances from a couple of the biggest pop stars of 2009, Chris Brown on Turntables and Love Sex Magic featuring Justin Timberlake, the latter earning her and JT a Grammy nomination for Best Pop Collab with Vocals and Ciara's biggest international hit to that point. Young Jeezy appears on the Gamble and Huff sampling US lead single Never Ever, Keep Dancing on Me is a nice B-side, and High Price is a hidden gem with a healthy dose of Luda bars and the Dream behind the scenes doing what he does best, giving the ladies a track to talk shit to. You can skip the actual duet with Dream, Lover's Thing though, as well as Pucker Up and I Don't Remember, which closes out the standard version. The deluxe version distinguishes itself with 2 more skips, some behind the scenes videos, and a red clad Super C instead of the purple look on the original. Though charting respectively, Fantasy Ride did not near the heights we'd seen her reach before. Number 5, Basic Instinct. To close out 2010, Ciara released Basic Instinct in December that year. Her deepest decline yet saw her only sell 37,000 records in the first week. Ciara blamed pushbacks, leaks, and LaFace for their lack of support and promotion, a problem she says also plagued Fantasy Ride. Though, her singles also failed to connect with audiences, except for lead single Ride, with the customary Ludacris feature and the Too Hot for BET music video. Ciara once again was EP, along with familiar faces Mark Pitts, Tricky Stewart, and The Dream. She had a modest cast of producers, with Tricky and Dream having credits on 9 of the 11 songs here on yet another lean track list. C starts off the record spitting in an aggressive tone, showing her cocky side. Now these aren't bars, but cool for a pop R&B chick. There are also, of course, dance tracks like Heavy Rotation and the single Gimme That, for which Ciara paid $100,000 out of her own pocket to get the music video made, and Link Up featuring Usher coming through with the A-Town connection. You Can Get It, Reggae Tinge Once for Dinner, and I Run It are probably the best of the B-sides, as this album's high energy is balanced with these slower tempos, giving the listener time to catch their breath. The album really isn't that bad, it's just middling. Number 4, Ciara. After 2 lackluster albums in performance and promotion, the aforementioned Fantasy Ride and Basic Instinct, Ciara had made no bones about her displeasure with and desire for release from Jive Records. Subsequently, she reunited with mentor and benefactor L.A. Reid at Epic to release this resurgent and defiant self-titled project. With a dozen producers certified on this number 2 debut, Ciara bounces between dance, urban, and her version of balladry. But this too was not without its trials and errors. Under its original title, One Woman Army, Ciara and Camp released 3 singles that failed to make any noise with audiences. Do you remember Sweat featuring 2 Chainz, Sorry, or Got Me Good? Didn't think so. But we're not gonna hold this false start against her. Ultimately, Body Party became the lead single for this project, and it reached the top of the hip hop and R&B chart, giving Ciara's profile a much needed boost. Second single and album opener, I'm Out, features Nicki Minaj in one of her 2 appearances on the record. It did well with strong lyrics and production, a playful and sexy video, and an A-list feature. Nicki's second showing is on the high energy album cut Living It Up. The The only other feature here is from Future on an odd duet called Where You Go, initially meant for the Future Hendrix album. You can skip that one. Deep cuts that do work here are Sophomore, Super Turned Up, and DUI. We like this album for Ciara's resilience, and even though they scrapped the title, she proved to be a one-woman army. Before we get to the top 3, did you know that Ciara was once in a short-lived girl group called Hearsay with a couple of her friends? The group disbanded after a few demo sessions, but Ciara did get a songwriting publishing deal out of it. Her first credit came on the song 10,000 Times from Blue Cantrell's debut album, and another on the song Got Me Waiting from Fantasia's Free Yourself project. If you're curious, do some Googles to see who else got some songs from Ciara's pen. Now let's get back to the list. Number 3, Beauty Marks. In 2019, Ciara proved that she was a BMF twice over, this time standing for Beauty Marks founder. Any bumps or bruises she'd accumulated in her personal and professional life have become sacred symbols in songs which she released on her new independent label Beauty Marks Entertainment. This one feels good and is upbeat without the rough edges. She once again opens the album on an empowerment tip, but more subdued compared to earlier intros. Not to mention, it's featuring Macklemore. Girl Game with Kelly Rowland is a lighthearted bop with C&K trading bars about squad goals and good times. Level Up is the premier track on the record, turning a controversial tweet into a choreo challenge performed and posted by amateurs and professionals alike. Drop the link in the comments if you tried it. You know, we're all friends here. Afrobeat-inspired Freak Me featuring Nigerian-born Techno is a whining and timely second single. Ciara expresses a sweeter side on Thinking About You, Trust Myself, and Greatest Love, dedicated to her husband Russell Wilson. The title track closes the album on a note of self-love. If you missed this one the first time around, spin the block and let us know what you think. Number 2, Goodies. We mentioned that prior to becoming a recording artist, Ciara penned songs for other artists. Songwriting actually may be one of her most underrated aspects of her career, as she has writing credits on 11 of the 13 tracks here, and it has been an integral part of her repertoire and longevity in the industry. It was Jazzy Faye who was credited with discovering Ciara and putting her on as a singer. Out the gate, they worked with the hottest producer and DJ at the time, pioneer of crunk music, Lil Jon, to produce the female follow-up to Usher's Yeah and Petey Pablo's Freak-a-Leak. A record-setting sweet little tease of a song called Goodies featuring Mr. North Carolina himself, Petey Pablo. Goodies reached the top of the Hot 100, where it reigned for 7 weeks, becoming the longest-running #1 debut single by a female artist on the chart since 1977. Her second single, 1-2 Step, featuring Missy, had another 7-week reign, but this time in the #2 spot. O came next and was an effective love letter to her hometown, featuring fellow ATL and Ludacris in their first of many collabs. You can comment your favorite one. And I closes out the album's promotional singles on a bit of a low note, only peaking at number 96. But this song can still get you in your feelings today. And Carmelo was in the video doing Carmelo things, allegedly. Goodies is a cohesive effort conceptually and sonically that is simultaneously age appropriate and pushes the envelope. She received 2 Grammy nominations that year, including Best New Artist. Early comparisons to the late Aaliyah quickly dissipated as Ciara created her own lane and established her own style that has been a through line in her music to this day. Number 1, Ciara, The Evolution. After being crowned the Princess of Crunk and B with Goodies, Ciara and team were tasked with the follow-up, and they smashed it with The Evolution, giving Ciara her first and only #1 album in the US and going platinum within 5 weeks of its release. Some may have thought it was too soon to call a sophomore album an evolution, but Ciara was indeed coming of age and branching out from the sounds that set her apart in the first place. She was much more in the driver's seat, this time stepping into the EP role, along with co-writing and co-producing many of the songs on this record. At 18 tracks, this is the longest of Ciara's albums, including 4 interludes where she explains different facets of her growth, segue into the next section of songs, starting with her roots in crunk, then her evolution in music, dance, fashion, and herself as C. With that, we get a mix of high-energy club joints, sensuality, self-empowerment, and relationships going good and bad, exemplified by the singles Get Up, which is also on the soundtrack for Step Up and features rapper turned tech mogul Chamillionaire, Promise, Like a Boy, and Can't Leave Him Alone featuring 50 Cent. Throughout, Ciara lets you into her state of mind and her approach to both professional and personal growth, and she has continued to evolve right before our eyes. It's clear through her career, despite the ups and downs, that Ciara will leave an indelible mark on the game, a beauty mark at that. We're on the lookout for new music from Ciara to drop soon. What are some of the elements you're hoping to hear from her in the next project? While you're waiting, check out some of the rankings on your screen, subscribe to Culturalist Theory, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a list. I'm QB. We'll see you next time.